Alright, so beforehand, I want to apologize for not uploading anything for 2 weeks. Yeah. It was a mixture of being sick for about a week, procrastination, I'm one lazy fuck sometimes. I had videos pre-recorded, it's just, nope, I didn't want to deal with it, nope. And I was also kind of dealing with some friends and doing all this and that. But I'm finally hashing out the rest of summer 2015 and going to be moving on to fall 2015 because I've heard a lot of good things. Aside from probably one anime that I'm watching without reviewing, Valkyrie Drive for the titties, I haven't touched any of the fall season. I haven't even checked out the openings. So I'll be catching up to that, and hopefully by the time some new episodes come out, I'll be all caught up, and I can get on to reviewing those episodes, and then I can actually focus on series. So, God Eater. As always, in the 2 weeks that I haven't, probably 3 weeks. 3 weeks, yeah. 3 weeks, I've missed this godlike animation. The fighting, oh my fucking god. The music. Fuck. Holy fuck. And the characters, they've all grown on me. And Lenka's grown so much. He uses his head. Seriously, at the very beginning, he was like the typical reckless protagonist and all that. Now he's grown, he's actually smart, he uses his head, and he's a lot more respectable now. Good job, God Eater. Video game adaptations, they're really, from everything I've seen, aren't the best. But God Eater's actually doing good. They had a little bit of a pacing issue, a production issue, and some dialogue issues at the very beginning of the show, but they're really pounding it out, and it's improved so much more now. I don't mind waiting until winter 2016, because that's what's happening. The first 9 episodes, since we had several special episodes air of, like, I don't watch those generally, but we had like 4 or 5 or something special episodes air because they couldn't produce an episode that week. They had some production issues with this. So to make up for that and everything, they had the special issues, and then they decided, let's just do 9 now, and then split it up so 10 through 13 can be in winter 2016, so we could focus on other projects and hopefully hash this out. And I don't mind waiting until then because this was such a nice episode. It really was. We got a lot of information on Soma. We got some cool damn stuff, and I even have a prediction for the very end. How this series is going to end, here's my prediction. How this series is going to end is with Lenka's death. This is what I am saying because as it stands, I've never played any of the God Eater games, but I've heard Lenka is not in there and they wanted Soma to be the main character. So, in the end, we already know Lenka is going to die because of his high compatibility rate and all that, and every time he uses his God Arc, it raises it and shortens his lifespan. If he were to retire as a God Eater right now, he'd only have 3 years left to live. But, as it stands, I'm thinking they'll seriously kill off Lenka, and that'll leave a door open for another season if this is really popular. If it's popular enough. And why I say that is because since Lenka's not in any of the God Eater video games, if they kill him off, this can work as either a prequel to season 2. It could actually work as could adapt the actual video God Eater just in its own way, or it can work as a prequel to that, where Soma is the main character, I believe, from what I've heard. And then they can go on to adapt that, and then maybe adapt God Eater Burst. That is my theorizing. So Lenka might die at the end. Now, we learned some shocking stuff about Soma. First of all, out of the 3 scientists that were researching Oracle cells, we've only seen 2. And I never really questioned what happened to the girl. We've seen Paler. Paler's still alive. He's working on God Arcs and all that. And Johan is the head of the Far East head branch of the Fenrir and all that. But we never were told what happened to the female. We just assumed maybe she was dead or working off in some place we haven't seen. Which, in fact, she is dead. She died during childbirth. Aisha, or Arisha, I believe, is Soma's mother. She died giving birth to Soma. Now, that's nothing too shocking, kind of, just per se. But what makes it shocking is Soma is the very first God Eater. He is the very first test subject of inserting Oracle cells into people and having them adapt so they could wield God Arcs to kill the Aragami. He's the very first God Eater. And I'm assuming what happened was when they inserted through the womb, because she volunteered to be the first test subject, and Johan is Soma's father, she volunteered to be the first test subject, and they inserted Oracle cells through the womb into Soma. And I'm assuming that caused a reaction when she gave birth that killed her. Now, they didn't know how it was going to pan out, how it was going to do anything, what Soma could evolve into. And the reason why Soma is so distant from everyone, why he dislikes the newbies and dislikes pretty much everyone, is because people call him the Harbinger of Death. He's basically a death god, because anyone around him usually ends up dying, except for Lindau and Sakuya, and yeah. But that's the reason why he's distant from everyone. He killed his own mother through childbirth and all that. And then when he was testing the God Arc, he killed one of the scientists and mortally wounded like two, well, I believe mortally wounded the other two and all that while Johan was watching. Now, here's the thing. Johan is kind of an asshole. From what we've seen, there is no fatherly love from Johan to Soma. So Johan must hold a grudge against Soma for killing Aisha, the love of his life. And that is fucking unfair, because children are innocent. They're born into this world innocent. If the mother dies from giving birth to them, it's not their fault, exactly. They didn't mean to kill the mother, etc., etc., etc. So Johan is kind of a douchebag. And even when we saw them encounter each other, Lenka was put in charge of a squad so they could go install one of the devices that could lure Aragami there and everything. Johan even says, "I heard you're working with the new type. Don't break it." Fucking asshole. I feel sorry for Soma. He's endured so much. Now, Lindau is also apparently an enemy of the Far East now, because he was caught sneaking in Aegis. Well, the cameras caught him. So Johan is now going to try and exterminate him. He says there's a rat sneaking around and all that. Get a trained cat. And I always knew Elisa's doctor was somewhat shady. He's apparently, how would I put this, hypnotizing Elisa so she's not afraid of Diaspida anymore, but so she thinks of Lindau as Aragami and as the enemy to kill. At the very end of this episode, we're shown that she's being hypnotized into believing that he is the enemy, that she needs to kill him. That is a trained cat. Elisa is going to fight Lindau, and I'm suspecting the new types are going to fight because Lenk is resolved. He's resolved to still be a God Eater, even if it costs him his life. And I'm assuming the new God Eater the God Arc that he's going to get, is the originally designed one, maybe. So, damn. So I'm assuming the new types are going to fight at the very end of this series and all that. Lindau is in some deep shit. They found out about the town that Lindau built, and I'm assuming Johan's gonna go destroy it. Fuck. Johan's pretty damn wicked, along with that doctor. Now, I gotta say, I did really love this episode, because we gotta see Aragami born. Once you kill an Aragami, the Oracle cells spread out, but eventually they reform and they can be born out of nothing and all that, according to Soma. so they can't technically be all exterminated, but there is always that hope that they can be, and that's what keeps the God Eaters going. So, Soma actually opened up a little bit to Lenka and actually trusts him now, because Lenka had Soma use his attack, which is really, really cool. It's like a energy kind of attack from his sword, where he swings it and it creates like a massive shockwave and can just vaporize Aragami. It's fucking awesome. Lenka had a shield attached to his God Arc, and he stood there and boom, he withstood the attack and said, "I'm not gonna die." And then he also says, "You didn't cause your own mother's death. It's not your fault." So Soma holds some respect for Lenka, and he's at least opened up so he's not as distant or cold, or yeah, he's not that way anymore to Lenka, which is good. We got to see some good character development between them. And then that whole when they were holding hands because Soma helped Lenka up, and they were like that and all that, just all the particles from the Oracle going up, that black sky drop, the orange particles, the machine, that was a fucking beautiful picture. Then finally, we even learned that Major Ayamiya, Lindao's sister, the one who is pretty much the commander and all that, she stepped down because she saw Aragami being born and thought they could actually never be really exterminated. So it was really even good to find out why she stepped down from being a God Eater, and she wanted to nurture the new generation so they could have hope and continue on and all that. I have some respect for her. I really do. So, the wait for winter 2016 is real for God Eater. I really goddamn enjoyed this series so far. And 10 through 13 is going to be good. I know it. Ufotable, you had some rocky beginnings for this. But with every episode, you're improving. A lot of the problems are being hammered out. We actually have character development. It's actually getting more dialogue focused. We're not being as action focused. I do like that when we have a good amount more dialogue. Like, in the very beginning, it wasn't so dialogue focused and all that. And now with all the flashbacks, we're learning exactly what happened, and we're getting up to points in time where the present time is. I really enjoy that. So, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Are you excited for God Eater 10 through 13? Is my prediction right that Lenka's going to die by the end of the series? Are the two new types going to fight each other? Is Johan a completely evil bastard? Don't spoil anything from the game if this is following like God Eater 1 or something. But yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like, comment, or subscribe for more reviews, reactions, vlogs, talks, usual. This is Outer Nation, my lovely community, citizens, and civilians. See you guys in the next review. So, have a good day. Watch lots of anime, read lots of manga. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.